what you want us to do. Send us topics and questions, cause this show is for you. Rabbit-o. 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 Rabbit-o.
Hello and welcome to Rabbiting On episode 4. Counting them, yes, 4, episode 4. If you're listening along on the podcast feed, that's cool. But if you'd like to see our lovely faces in glorious SD, because we're using old shit cameras, then get yourselves along to youtube.com.
HD?
Is it actually HD?
It's just not 4K.
Ah, right, okay. So is it glorious HD though?
I don't think it's glorious.
I think it's above average.
I don't think any of this is glorious.
True. But yeah, if you do want to see our faces in all their glory, then come along to youtube.com/Killer Rabbit Pod and you can watch along from start to finish or carry on listening. You do what you want. You do you.
Watch it and listen to it on the pod.
At the same time.
At the same time. Mute YouTube, but watch it on there. Align it up like we have
Press
to.
play at the same time. It
Yeah.
should go at the same time.
And let us know how you get on with that. See if you can
Well,
do
no,
it.
because if you do it on YouTube, you'll press play and it'll be like,
Buffering.
new from JML.
So yeah, you can watch this if you would like. This is the show in between the main event, the main show, where we're just going to do a few little bits and pieces. We'll answer some questions, talk about some topics that you suggest because it's your show. So get in touch with us at Killer Rabbit Pod on the socials. Email us at killerrabbitpodcast@gmail.com or stick a comment below. Like and subscribe. Got to say that stuff now because we're on YouTube. Are you going to put like a little bell icon up here?
Oh, yeah, we can
I'll
do
I'll definitely put some kind of bell.
like and subscribe. Ding.
I've got that covered. So yes, we have been asking for you to get in touch. This is the first episode we've recorded since releasing Rabbiting On. So I'm pleased to say that we have had a listener get in touch and give us a suggestion for a question. So Benson, who is that person and what is that question?
Cheers, Sam. So we've actually had a question in from Sarah, one of our listeners.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah. It's a doozy, is this one? It's
Is
a
it?
good one. I like it.
Doozy.
If you could time travel to any historical event and be an eyewitness, which event would you choose and why?
I like it. Who are you throwing that over to?
I will throw it over to you.
To me?
Adam. You didn't let me finish the sentence.
Oh, no, that's really hard. I don't know.
Of all the dates in history,
Every single one ever.
get in the DeLorean. You've got 1.21 gigawatts of energy left to go to one.
Gigawatts.
That's
Gigawatts.
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 Gigawatts are much better.
It's a good
What
strip
do you
bar.
do? So do you go to like... Because obviously the things that come straight to mind are your big ones, like Jesus, obviously.
Well, I was going to say,
And
besides
then-
that, there isn't really any nice historical events.
I
They're
mean,
all
because there's
dark.
like Woodstock.
Okay,
isn't
yeah.
there?
Live
You could go
Aid.
to the
stuff,
nice
yeah.
things.
Can you not just pick anything that's happened in history? Because you just said a historical event. You didn't say a major historical event or...
Yeah, you could, but you know when you
That time
your
that
mind,
my mum stubbed her toe.
Yeah.
your mind.
Say, Mum, watch out! You could have stubbed your toe! Because she was really angry and upset all day. And I felt bad for her.
And then she split up with my dad.
It's all been downhill since then. And then I ended up on this stupid podcast.
And then I started murdering cats. But your mind naturally goes to the bad things first, right?
Yeah, like
No.
Pompeii, mine went straight.
Did it?
Pompeii, yeah.
You want to go to Pompeii?
I want to
yeah.
be. I want to be the masturbating guy.
What?
So he wants to go and die in
There's
Pompeii
there
and
was a
forever
guy-
be immortalized.
There was
as the fucking masturbating.
yeah, the masturbating.
I'm not
guy.
aware of this.
So Pompeii, because of the like insane, intense heat, it just created,
Made everyone masturbate.
Well, it turned everyone into like these clay sculptures. It just
No. What happened was
It went full Medusa on their asses.
as the lava went over the people and it burnt them, it created a pocket within the lava, and people now pour clay in it and pull it out to see what it was.
Oh, I
So
thought that's how it
they're
got
not
left.
actually. No, they didn't get left
But
like that.
anyway,
It's just pockets that we now
essentially
take
this
a
one of these
mould of.
pockets was a guy tugging his way into the.
How has this never been on the podcast before?
As if you didn't even
I
know
had
this,
no
because you used to
idea.
be more current affairs stuff, and Pompeii's not exactly current affairs.
I mean, depends which
I don't think
timeline
we
you
could
use.
have pulled that one off.
He did one
you
from
know.
like 1917, a
Yeah,
couple of
but
episodes
Pompeii's
ago.
a little bit further
It's
away.
a bit. I mean, dinosaurs were closer to that time.
So
Maybe.
it'd be good to go see the comet hitting for the KT extinction.
Yes, or the moon one.
Yes, that'd be cool.
You see, I thought
When it
about
hit-
space stuff.
yeah.
I would have wanted to go to watch Apollo 11 take off.
Not Apollo 4.
Not stood underneath. Not Apollo 4. Apollo 4's right out. Apollo 4's just a ridiculous semen-covered rocket that we'll never talk about again. But I have got another one in mind. But Adam, I'd like to know yours first.
Oh, I don't fucking know, really. The KT extinction would be good. I'd like to go see that. I'd like to go to
You'd have to get out of there pretty quick.
Dinosaur Land.
Dinosaur
I want to
Land.
go to Dinosaur Land.
Wild animals, wild rides.
The problem
That's
is, though,
Flamingo
what
Like a
sort,
Schneidi version of Jurassic Park.
what sort of protection do we have? Because obviously I couldn't go back that far in time and breathe the atmosphere because I'd die.
Oh, well, that isn't in the... We're talking hypothetically.
Adam's actually planning this.
I want to go see the dinosaurs.
okay, well...
If you
well,
don't have time
if you-
traveling
if you knew-
equipment,
I'm going to
then
be really disappointed.
If you knew where you were going, you would pre-plan.
he
I know
promised a
you would.
DeLorean. I heard it.
Yeah.
But you'd have to go in a spacesuit, wouldn't you? That'd
Well,
be
you'd have
really
to go in a
annoying.
hazmat suit with,
Then
with an
you'd need
oxygen,
oxygen,
tank
yeah.
or a fireman's suit or
Can,
something.
can we not just be in a biodome? Should we go back to biodome rules?
We'll go in a big
Yeah.
Zorb.
So we're going to go to the North Pole.
You just rock out a time machine, a big inflatable fucking ball, like, let's find the T-Rex.
All those cool new submarines that they have that Attenborough goes in that go really, really deep. They're just like a big bubble thing.
I mean, if you're
So
in,
you'd be in
if,
the sea.
if you're in a solid ball,
Yeah, just one of those, but not a seat one.
Not a sea one.
A space one.
a land one.
A land one.
I want a big space bubble.
Yeah.
That just you just want to be in a bubble.
This is a different question, isn't it? Every answer I give is just like, I want to be in a bubble, away from people. I want to go back to before
I want to be
time.
in all these
I just want to
places.
be existing in
That's a good
space
point.
on my own
You could-
before the Big Bang.
you could
You could
go back
to the Big Bang. That would be good. Or before the Big Bang.
Well, no,
But
but
I hate-
no,
I hate
time,
fucking
time
fireworks,
technically
all that is a
started at the
big
Big Bang,
firework.
didn't it? So you couldn't go.
You don't know though. How do you know that?
We need to go back and find out.
That's it.
Right, scrap your answers. We're all
Getting in this time machine and we're off back to before the start.
The long, long ago,
The long ago.
when our old podcast existed, before the Big Bang.
We caused the Big Bang. It ended on the Big
the
Bang.
Big Bang is going to be Benson farting.
Hey, wait
all
a minute.
all this gas came and then boom.
Semen everywhere. So some.
Farts and ejaculates at the same time.
Have you never done a
Concerned.
fajaculate?
Ejaculate.
Fartaculate?
Absolutely fat.
Ejaculate. So you're wanting to go to
KT extinction.
KT Extinction. Nearly mispronounced that. Sam.
This is probably recency bias, but I'm going to go back to the first person that had the idea for social media that was going to create the first one, and just, just end it. I was actually going to say, don't do that in a nice, friendly Irish accent. But if you would prefer, I'll shoot them in the head. But yeah, which was the first one? Which was the first Schmedia? Do we know?
Tom from MySpace.
I don't know.
Bebo.
Because I was on
earlier
one.
and earlier.
I was on one back in the day that was before MySpace called Face Party, which was very similar to Face. Do you remember Face Party?
Uh-huh.
It's almost as if they
And
got
then there
the
was
name.
stuff like Habbo Hotel and stuff as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, and
loads of
there
little
was
social
Messenger as
media
well. I know that wasn't
areas.
social media, but you
Yeah,
had
the
big group
IM.
chats and the IM era.
MSN.
Yeah, is that classed as social media?
There was Yahoo chat rooms.
Yoo-hoo!
That was fucking early, and there was AIM, AOL Instant Messenger.
Yeah.
That was pretty
The
early.
chat
But then
room,
that goes. If you want to go really far back, then you've got
To
fucking,
before time.
No, if you're going back to like Telnet days and stuff.
I think, like I say, probably recency bias because social media's been doing our collective nuts in for the past few weeks or so. But yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm convinced it's to blame for most of the world's problems.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
pretty
it
sure
is,
that
it is.
that mixed with things like Love Island and Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
But
they all
that's
come
it.
together, don't
They're
they?
all
That would have
in
all
the
come from
same
social,
bubble,
yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Like
bubble
Love
of
Island would
doom.
never take off without Schmedia.
That fucking dickhead on TikTok as well, whose name I'm not going to mention,
Benson.
but he's been everywhere. I don't know if you know the guy who's doing pranks. I'm not going to mention his
Oh,
name. 'Cause
dickhead.
He's a
I'm
complete
just
dick.
gonna call him dickhead.
But yeah, because of social media, that gets spread further, and he's just going to get worse and worse and do more and more annoying things. But yeah, Face Party. That I remember being on that. When
You
I
would
was
just
about
have to get a
15.
list of everyone who has developed social media and just go on a fucking Sam's Excellent Adventure.
Just take them all out.
Take them all out,
All out.
every single one.
It'd be like the ending to
pop.
Deadpool. when he goes and corrects the timelines.
You wouldn't have to get Zuckerberg because he just copied everyone else, didn't he? So if you get
You'd
all
have
the
to
other
go. You'd have to
ones,
get the
he'll
Yeah,
twins.
but-
You'd have to get them to the.
I know you wouldn't have to.
But while I'm here, may as well.
You know, Bezos and Musk and that. You could
Bezos has turned a leaf. He's character arc
shut
now.
the fuck up. He's only because he's carving his face into a volcano in the middle of the Pacific.
Yeah,
and he's
but-
gonna have his layer behind the eye.
He's leaving his whole estate to
You?
to charity, to
including the
emissions and
penis-shaped rocket ship that he plans on escaping the Earth in and cryogenically feeding himself so he can come back later to fight his nemesis Austin Powers again.
Oh, so he's Dr. Evil.
He fucking is.
Where did he get the scarf from? Sam's attempt to kill him.
That's it. I failed.
That's you fail.
I failed. He's
And
got a robot army. What can I do? It's terrible. But yeah, I'd get rid of social media. I've just stuck with this fucking face party thing now. I met somebody off that when I was like 15.
What,
Was
like
it a 40-year-old
Yeah, I
mate?
was gonna say, were they called Philip Schofield?
Topical.
Yeah.
Topical.
No, it was like the first example of catfishing before the first catfish had been fished. There was no.
Who
There was
did you get catfished
no-
by?
Well, I probably catfished them as well, but I mean, I'm not saying I'm an oil painting, but yeah, the person looked completely different, and there was no
Absolutely.
no filters back then. But yeah, it was a
No, there was just the angle.
it was a pretty terrible day, and she had really terrible breath, and discovered this pretty early on into the day, and then was trying to sort of get out of it. But we got tickets to see Shallow Hal. Do you remember
Jack
Shallow?
Black.
Jack Black,
Yeah,
and is it
Jack
Gwyneth
Black.
Paltrow?
Yeah, well, I think. Yes.
Because I remember sat in the cinema and I was like laughing to myself, and I was thinking more like shallow halitosis. But obviously there was nobody I could tell that joke to. Couldn't really tell
funny.
it.
So now you've told the world.
Yeah,
You could have just gone to the loo and.
Ditched.
never come back.
Yeah.
Fallen down the toilet.
Yeah. I guess she's probably telling a similar story, maybe, about
What?
me, and just
There's
saying,
this
I turned
guy
over, there was
had
this midget.
This midget, he had all right breath.
And
But there we go. Yeah, so social media, eradicate it. Benson, where are you going?
You've done the world a
You
favour.
see,
I've just gone to watch something.
you see, I read. Well, this is the thing. I read the question too, literally, because at first I was like, I'll go back and stop 9/11 or something like that. But it says you have to be an eyewitness. So if I chose that and misunderstood the rules of it, I'd be like, it's gonna happen, but I can't tell anyone.
Everyone.
So I was after I got through all the really bad things that I could have stopped, and I was thinking like with the Henry VIII wife situation.
What are you gonna do? Save one of them?
Yeah, but I was thinking, some major music event like Live Aid or Woodstock.
Yeah, Woodstock.
Something really cool like that, where there was like one thing I've always wanted to go back. It was Queen live at Wembley, '86. I'd have loved to have been there, but it was
I think
8 years before I was born.
I think Woodstock sounds cooler than a single gig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying
Summer
just
of Love
a
vibes, and
a general
Hendrix and-
music event
If you
like
could go
that.
to a few, you could just pop to a few gigs in a row.
Yeah, I suppose so. Have your own little self-curated festival
Yeah.
across the ages.
Oh, a time festival.
Yeah, Time Fest.
Time Fest. Something like that. Or there was other things that I thought about. Like, have you heard of the Roswell incident?
Yeah, 1947, New Mexico.
Go back and see exactly what happened there. Was there an alien? Was it a weather balloon?
Yeah,
Was it
it'd
on
be
a
good to see
pizza?
the stuff.
Was it? Was the pineapple?
Did it end up on a pizza?
Was Apollo 4 constructed to find aliens or Sheeman? There's.
You could go JFK assassination and stand next to the grassy knoll and be like, is it going to be someone
Yeah.
there?
Wait, it's me filming it.
Oh my God, it's me!
And it turns out there's a bit. I've got the. Oh no!
Imagine you realise at that moment.
Because
Then you're
not going to be able to get back to your DeLorean because you're going to be very much under arrest, and then you're going to get shot by somebody
Well, no,
else.
because you obviously
no.
didn't get caught, did you?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd know it was you.
the
you'd
guy who did it got shot.
But
No,
you-
the guy
if
who was
you
in
did
the
it,
Who did it?
who was in the
library.
box factory or whatever.
It was a library thing.
No,
Texas Book Depository.
That was it. Come on.
So a
Red
book
Dwarf
depository
style.
isn't a library.
It was just boxes of books.
Oh right.
It's
Okay.
a book. It's where you deposit your books.
I know it was on
It's
Elm
not where
Street.
you take them. You
Yeah,
don't take
you
them
just
back.
put
You
books
just
there. Yeah, just keep them there for no reason.
What's this building going to be used for? Storing books.
Just
And
all
what about
the
this
books.
one? Storing books. And what about this one? This is where the boxes are going to be stored.
I
to
heard
store
there's a
the
book in this building I'd like to get. No! You can't take the books.
You can deposit books only.
And this is the sniper room. The sniper room, you see.
So, yeah, it's stuff like that you could go back to and prevent disaster. But no one would listen to you. If you went back to one of them days and were, President,
is,
whatever
though-
you do not drive down the street
No,
to
because
the,
you hit the paradox.
the butterfly effect.
No, the split parallel universe effect, don't you? Because if you go back to the point and then you change it, then there's nothing to motivate you to go back from the point you were if that was a singular timeline.
What?
Because if you go back and stop the assassination of JFK, then there was no assassination of JFK to send you back.
Which
in the
means you
first
wouldn't have
place.
gone back in
So
the first-
actually, what happens? You would create a branch reality.
Somebody's been watching too much Back to
And
the
then
Future.
you end up shagging your mum and playing Johnny Be Good at the
and
school
disappearing.
prom.
And disappearing.
Da-da.
But speaking of time, we're at the end. We've come to
Are
the
we
end.
actually
Yeah,
already?
yeah, we've come to the
So
end
much
of
to
the
talk
episode.
about.
Again, we pay more money if we go on for too long, so we do have to bring it to a very abrupt end here.
Stop talking. Stop talking.
This has been Rabbiting On. Tell us in the comments below which historical event you'd go back to and send us some more questions, topics, and things to rabbit
There's
on about.
comments there
It's
now.
your show in the comments at Killer Rabbit Pod, killerrabbitpodcast@gmail.com. I've been Sam.
I'd be better.
Bye for now.
Rabbit,